Today, I'm gonna say, F you, dog. Listen, Transcend has been absolutely incredible for me. Life transformation. I'm stronger than I've ever been. I'm in better shape than I've been in a long time. I'm continuously going. I got like 30 more pounds to drop here. I'm in the gym, I'm working out, I'm getting my cardio in. Call Transcend. They specifically make a plan perfect for you to heal your body, get you in the best shape you've ever been, and get you moving again. Because look, time is all we have and you need to be healthy. Health gets you more time, guys. So use this link below. Tell them I sent you. Go to Transcend. Today on American Outlaw, guys, I think by now you know that I love the 1911, okay? So I want to show you my 1911 collection. Now, this isn't all of them because I have a couple of them that aren't here. We'll talk about them as we go. But let's start, and I'm going to save my cream of the crop, baby of all babies, until dead last. And there's like 20 of them. So listen, sit down, relax, grab a cup of coffee, get some popcorn. My favorite is kettle corn. And let's check out my 1911s. First one is just a standard older. This is a 1976 Colt. Nothing has been done to this one. It's a large letter. I bought it. I was going to send it to Jason Burton to have him rebuild it. And there's just one little issue on this one. So he said, hey man, the slide fit isn't exactly perfect for you to spend a bunch of money on with me. So it's like a $1,500 pistol, like all factory. It's really nice. And it was somebody's birth year gun. And it's just a nice 1911 9mm. It just is, especially having these large Colt Rollmarks. They only did those for a brief time and they're really cool. Okay, second one going on just the baseline Colts. This one is made in 1980. I was born in 1980, so I'm gonna send this to a builder. I'm not exactly sure, but I'm gonna get a full house custom on this one because it's just, you know, it's a 1980. Everybody needs a birth gun year. If you don't have a Colt Rollmarked custom 1911 with your birth year, are you even, why? All right, next, let's drop into the Full House Customs. This is one that I carry every single day, all right? This is a KGB. Carl builds these, and they're incredible. I think this one's 20 lines, maybe it's 25 lines per inch checkering, and it's on a lightweight 45 frame. And it has a 10/8 rear sight, and it has the Ted Yost front sight, the gold line. I love them. I carry this gun every day because it's light, it's easy to carry, and I mean, you guys are wondering, hey, why would you switch to a 1911? Well, one, because they're cool. Two, we're gonna go over the round count on them here in just a second, but one of the things I noticed the other day is you don't always get to wear earmuffs, and especially if you're in a gunfight in the real world, you're not getting earmuffs. Dude, a 45 does not crack near as loud as a 9mm, and so when I shot these the other day, I shot it at a snake, and I was like, hey, my ears aren't ringing, what the heck? Oh, it's because it's a 45, not going fast enough. Let's jump into a little bit older. So this is a Wilson Combat AccuComp, or the LE comp, and it was like, means Latham and I think Enos. And so to tell you how thrifty people were back in the day, I think they're really cool. There's not a lot of these. And when Robbie Latham first won, I think in 82 or 83, everybody started putting these Wilson Combat comps on. But then like a decade later, when they stopped shooting these, instead of us today, we would just go buy one of 20 of these pistols. No, they just sent their stuff back to Wilson Combat. They cut the comp off, put a new barrel in there, and then they started shooting again. So these are ultra rare and they're super cool. When you put this comp on there, it's really reliable. It's got a Barstow barrel, shoots really, really well. The trigger is just stellar on the thing. And it's a Colt, but you can see here it says Wilson Combat on there. It is a flat, fast shooting gun. It almost recoils like a 9mm. We know the 2011 is also just really called a double stack 1911 because Staccato owns 2011. So this one is the Joe Chambers. And so dudes, I wish I could explain to you how flat this thing shoots. They are beauty-miss. And Joe's got like a couple 2 or 3 year wait right now. He got me this one, and I think this one is the Night Fighter. It is they are just stellar, smooth, beautiful pistols. Like, if you get a chance to get a Chambers pistol, you're not wrong. Next, in the 2011 caliber side right there is also one of my favorites. I think their craftsmen are just exceptionally good, and I love to have a true craftsman gunsmith working on my stuff. As you can tell, I've got so many customs. This is a Fowler, and Logan builds these, and this thing is, the trigger is crisp, it's perfect, it's beautiful. I don't get it where it bites me anywhere. A lot of 1911's, 2011's double stacks, they get me in the thumb, and this one is just beautiful. And then Optic sent me this Trijicon tan so that it all matches. And dudes, this thing is a slick pistol. You cannot go wrong with a Fowler Vanta. All right, back to the 1911's, the actual 1911's. This one, if you guys know anything about 1911's, the Pachmayr Combat Special set the tone for amazingness in 1911's. And then when Pachmayr stopped doing them, Paul Liebenberg took over at Pistol Dynamics. And so this is as close to a Pachmayr Combat Special as I can get. It is a Paul Liebenberg, he made it, has the same Combat Special writing on it. It is a Combat Special, it's not made on a Colt, it's made on his slide and frame. But this one, guys, is, I wish you could feel this trigger. It's unbelievable. And so a couple of things I look for on 1911's is, one, how does it feel in my hand? Does it bite me, cut me, you know, hurt me, cut my clothes in any way? And then how does the thumb safety feel? Oddly, they all feel just a little bit different, but you'll know when you touch like a semi-custom versus a custom, you're like, oh, that's so much different. And then, of course, the beautiful trigger. But anyway, this one is a 40 Smith & Wesson. And so you're like, dude, why would you want a 40? It's 2025. Well, terminal ballistics on a 40 Smith & Wesson are pretty devastating, but Paul Liebenberg was one of the guys that was at Smith & Wesson at the time and developed the 40 Smith & Wesson. And so to have a combat special by Paul Liebenberg, who's no longer in business, in 40 Smith & Wesson is really pretty freaking cool. And 40 ammo's everywhere now. And it just shoots really well. It feels good. I love this pistol. It's a true collector's item. Oh man, if you ever get to hang out with me, make sure you shoot this pistol. This was my first Chambers custom, and it's the Light Fighter. It's a comped 9mm. I've got an SRO on it. Guys, shooting this pistol is like a new experience of beautiful, doesn't recoil, super fast. Everybody that I've talked to or had shoot this is like, oh my gosh, this is the flattest, fastest pistol you can have. Again, Chambers, I have 3 Chambers. I'll show you the other one in a minute, but this Chambers is, I don't know, 2 or 3 year wait. And by the time you're done, it's about $9,000. This is some of the best $9,000 I've ever seen. I seen some of you guys in a comment when I was talking about it. It's like, it's $200 worth of parts. No, dude, add it all up. It's about half. It's about $4,000 in parts and about $4,000 in labor. They spend I don't know, 80 hours, so 2 weeks worth of time. So if you really are looking at, hey, these guys are taking a custom gun, or they're taking parts and they're literally hand fitting everything, making it custom, making sure it's perfect. I think Joe shoots 500 rounds out of these before he sends them off. He zeroes them, gets everything perfect on them. And I mean, literally, he has all 3 of his guys go over everything on every pistol to make sure that when he sends you something, it's perfect. It's perfect. And I mean, it is an amazing gun. And if you think about it, if you took just your time and your salary and you said, hey, I'm a professional, not I'm a 20-year-old or I'm a 30, I'm a professional, and you know, they make $1,000 a week to build this, that's not that much money for this level of craftsmanship. So when I want something like, hey, I'm gonna go buy a Glock, dude, nobody cares about your Glock. Like, yeah, they're great guns. You know, your SIG, whatever. They're great guns. They'll get you through a gunfight. I trust my life on them. But when I'm saying, hey, I just want something that is truly custom for me, that I'm going to be able to hand down to my kids. And then if I get in a jam ever in life, I can sell it and get all my money back out of it. You want something like this Chambers. All right, guys, here is a true, real treat. This is a Dick Heinie gun, Richard Heinie. And it is a full house custom Colt. Has his barrel, has his sights. I went to SK Grips and got legit true ivory for it. Ken Hackathorn, my friend, says every man should own a blued Colt with ivory on it, and this is one of them that I have that's a Heinie, and every old head that sees my guns, this is their favorite. It's not my favorite, it's one of them, but every old head that sees them, this is what they're like, oh my gosh. And I'll tell you, his thumb safety feels like it's on ball bearings, and it is just an incredible gun, and to have a Dick Heinie, these guys, this 1911 collection, and what I'm trying to do with a library of 1911 collections is guys like that Dick Heinie they're no longer making them, and he only made maybe 500 pistols. This one, if you look at a Heinie, you'll notice a Full House Custom because they'll have their name stamped right here, and then Heinie did underneath the thumb safety, you can see this is his 311th pistol. So I would say this is when he is in his heyday, and it's amazing, and his work is perfect. And when I talked to Jason Burton, Jason said, Heinie was one of the first guys, along with Mark Morris, to not only build a really good functioning 1911, but a really good feeling piece of art in the midst of it. And so that's what you have in a combat fighting gun with Heinie, and this is a great gun. All right, let's go to Bull. Dudes, my buddy Bennett Bull sent me this. I really like this. If you need I don't know that it's budget for a 1911 or a double stack 1911, 2011, whatever you want to call it. It is a really, really good shooting pistol. It's super light. If I was carrying a double stack every day, I would really look hard into these Bull Armories, $2,500. Hollow Sun on a couple of these because that's what Joe Chambers was telling me was really working well. And so I just try them because usually I'm a Trijicon RMR guy or SRO guy, but these have been pretty good. And these Bull Armories, man, they're like, you are not at a disadvantage using a Bull. Let's go to something else that is unique production. So I got into these combat resto mods from ACW. And it's because of Eli. I watched his deal one day and I'm like, hey, I think I need to have one of these. And I'm telling you, this, what is this one called? The Combat Limited. This has the extended barrel with the ports. And so this is where Pachmayr started this. This is a copy of a Pachmayr, or not a copy, a redo tribute to a Pachmayr. And before they started doing comps, they would just cut these in probably with like a hacksaw. They still needed the 45 to keep the power factor, so that's why you have the longer barrel. But this was a very popular competition gun back in the day, and I'm going to argue, look, I'm telling you, the fit and finish on this is incredible. I'm going to argue that you could carry this literally as an EDC every day right now and never feel like you were undergunned. Now let's talk for a minute about the 1911s and why people are saying, hey, the 1911 is out of date. Is it really? Is it really? Here's why I say that. I took this pistol, and this is a Thunder Ranch Nighthawk. And of course, because I met Clint Smith and I shot a class with Clint, we did a video on this. We could probably link it below. And Clint said, hey, I have custom ivory grips. So called SK Grips. It was hard to get them, and I got custom real ivory, elephant ivory grips. They're very expensive. And then I sent this to Jason Burton, and he put a Ted Yost sight on it for me. Now, Jason doesn't normally do work like that for people. I had to call in every favor I have. I love Jason. One day I'm going to have a Burton pistol. But he did that, and then when I got it from Nighthawk, the beaver tail wasn't working. But I shot an e-ticket at Gunsite with this. I don't know if you know what that means, but an e-ticket's pretty hard to shoot. It means expert. And not a lot of people do it. A lot of people have to take the class multiple times to do it. I didn't even know it existed. I went and I shot this pistol with it, and I was deadly with this thing. And I'm telling you, I shot this 9mm full size with open sights like I shoot a red dot. I'm telling you the truth. Like, if you have this, you really don't need a red dot because you're going to be just as effective. Now, I know you guys are going to jump in there and start, I got it. But this is just me shooting, and I'm telling you from my experience with about 10,000 rounds on this and probably somewhere near, at this point, 100-ish thousand on a red dot. So I'm not a novice to this. Like, and I'm not bragging because I know you guys get all mad about that stuff too. I'm just telling you my experience and how I shot. I shoot this like I shoot a Glock with an SRO. Here's the thing. Everybody's like, wait a minute, it doesn't hold enough rounds. All right, listen, this is important. The FBI did a study, and now the study changes from time to time, like I think every couple of years, but as shootings happen, they did it. In America, I didn't say Afghanistan, I didn't say Iraq, I didn't say Ukraine, and I didn't say Israel. I said in America, you as an American, me as an American that carries a pistol every single day. Now listen, if you don't carry a pistol every day, your opinion doesn't even matter. Don't even comment. You know what? If you don't carry a pistol every day, I want you to be completely honest, and I just want you to put a smiley face in the comments. Just that's it. And now we know you don't carry a pistol every day, so your opinion doesn't matter on this. Now, if you carry a pistol every day, here's the truth. 7.59 rounds. 7.5 rounds. Hey, Outlaw, how you getting a half? We're not. Here's the deal. That's how many rounds are fired today between civilian police shootings, okay? Not civilians versus police, but civilians and police in a CCW. If you have 8 or more rounds, you should probably, in all likelihood, be okay and get through those gunfights. Now, 15 rounds, 20 rounds, 17 rounds. I know that makes us feel better, but I'm going to tell you right now, you go blow 17, 18 rounds into somebody or at something, or do you think you can do cover fire? Guys, that's a huge, you can't do that. If you do that, you will go to jail, right? Like you go shoot a bunch of cover fire shots so you can maneuver on somebody. We can't do that. We can't do suppressive fire in America. So we're shooting to stop a threat. And if like the studies and the research show, as long as you have 8 or more rounds, you are in the very, very highest likelihood of surviving that gunfight. So this holds 10. It's 9mm, holds 10. I am not undergunned with this. I'm not. I carry them every day. I don't have a problem with it. You know, of course, they're a little heavier, whatever. But I'm telling you, if I am in a gunfight and I have to make an important shot, I have to make a headshot. I have to. Are you going to do it with a Glock, or would you prefer a 1911? I would prefer a 1911 or a double stack 1911, 2011. 100% bar none every day, I would choose that. And I think the industry is showing that more and more now. All right, sometimes we need to be the bad guy. And I know a lot of you guys, I've actually seen a lot of you guys are like, I didn't like Face Off. What do you mean you didn't like Face Off? It's one of the most classic movies of all time. I should have got 2 of these. I wasn't fast enough. I only got 1. They're like $6,500, but it is the Resto Mod Castor Troy. And I'm telling you, I have this because if whatever event you think is going to happen in this lifetime, you either want to be the king, the president, the dictator, the warlord, or just the bad guy in general, you're going to want this. Or maybe you're just like, hey, I'm going to start doing some nefarious stuff. You're going to want a gold gun. And so I'm just kidding about all that. But this was literally, Face Off was one of my favorite movies that I ever watched at the time. I know it's not as cool now, but to have this, you know, everybody that's my age group is like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you have this. Why don't you have 2? I know, I'm trying to find another one, but they're freaking epically awesome. Dudes, I haven't even got to the cream of the crop. Let me show you another Resto mod. This is an ACW Resto mod, the Magnum PI. Dudes, this is actually pretty cool. It's cool because it's like their take on a standard Colt from the old days of old Magnum. If you don't know who Magnum PI is, I don't know what's the matter with you. I mean, Tom Selleck, the mustache, the whole Hawaiian. You know, I got my buddy Hunter. Like, if you go Google him on Instagram, like, he is Mr. Hawaii. The Hawaiian shirt, got a 1911, lives in Hawaii. Bro, like, you need this. I'm gonna give this to you. This is gonna be Hunter's pistol. Anyway, this is the Magnum, dudes. It is a cool pistol. It is a cool, like, if I could just have a stock Colt or this ACW that's semi-custom, I'll take this semi-custom all day. And I'll tell you, between the gold bead and I don't know what this rear sight is, I think it's a Harrison. Dudes, it is beautiful. I mean, I really enjoy this pistol. Haven't shot it yet, but I'm gonna go put some rounds down it. I am a firearms collector. Ken Hackathorn said, hey, there are very few people that are a collector, a shooter, and a hunter, and I really am one of those that are all 3. But I don't know how much I'm gonna go on. Like, I'll still have them, but I want people to be able to shoot them. Like, you know, hey, I got this old 300 Savage. It's brand new in the box from the 70s. That's cool. It's cooler if I could be like, I have this, you can shoot it, to me. All right, another 2011 in the 2011 deal. I'm not sure what this one is called. The Ness, I think. It is, you know, it was designed by, I think, Prescott, so a Delta Force guy that made these in conjunction with Joe Chambers. And this is my favorite non-comped version that Joe makes. This is I love this pistol. It's like heavy, and so it's so flat because it's heavy that it's crazy. It's just a really nice pistol to shoot. And again, yes, they're $9,000 pistols. Yes, you're going to wait a couple of years to get one, but when Joe is out of business and he passes away, which hopefully is a long time, this is going to be a $15,000 pistol. And anytime I'm in trouble, I can get rid of this pistol for the same money that I put into it. I like that. I use my guns as savings accounts. So hey, I'm in a jam, go get me $9 grand, right? That's an awesome savings account to me. Everything left is really cool guns. So this is a Steve Nastoff. Now, if you look, Nastoff is one of the greatest builders ever. Like, everybody will say that he's one of the greatest. This is a double stack 45. The trigger on it is insane. I think this is probably a $7,500 pistol. I really like Steve Nastoff guns. A lot of guys do. This is a large letter marked. Then it has this Trip Research frame. And what was crazy is I asked a lot of guys, they didn't even know Trip Research had made these big double stacks. But this thing, I got it with like 6 magazines, and it came from a personal collection. And to have a Nastoff gun is really cool. To have the competition double stack 45 is also cool. But just to have a Nastoff, because these guns are getting super expensive, super hard to get. You see these things go up for sale on one of the forums, boom, they're gone in minutes. Any of these guns that you see, they're just gone in minutes. Guys, I'm saving my last couple ones as the best for last. So this is my first custom 1911 ever. I got it directly from Ted Yost. It's a Morris custom. I had Ted put his gold bead sight on it. Just had a black sight, but I was having a hard time shooting 1911s at the time because you lollipop them. So with a Glock, which I've shot for most of my career, I cover the dot on the sight. Like, I cover it on the target. With these, you lollipop it. So you put the front sight just underneath the target. And I don't have that problem now, but this gold line front sight really helped me in my mind push my target up to the top. I don't know how I could explain how when I see the line, I'm like, oh, push to the top. And so that's why I try to get them on all my pistols. But this, and now I'm getting back to where I can do the gold bead on it really well. But this was my first ever custom. I had SK Grips put these green mammoth ivory grips on there just because I thought they were cool for this color. I've got a lot of rounds down this. If you get one from Mark right now, he's not building very many more, but they're about 12 grand, 12.5. But it is a beauty. It is a beauty. Now, I know in the comments we probably already have them. So many of you just like, can't believe you'd spend that much money on a gun. I get it. Again, this is a savings account to me, and it's like you guys buying old retro clones. I just do it at a different level because I love it. It's what I love. But dudes, I don't have a bass boat. I don't, you know what I mean? Like, this is my hobby. It's what I do, and it's where I spend my money. This was one I reached out to Dick Heinie, and he had this one. It is a Kimber Full House Custom Heinie gun. And this one is number 498, so definitely towards the end of his career. Now, of course, Kimber's, even though it's a 1911, the sliding frame is all they use on it. Everything else they replace. They don't really fetch as much as a Colt, neither does the 9mm, and neither does a compact. So this has all that working against it. But I got it because it is a Dick Heinie. It's one of his later models. It is really nice. And it's a 9mm with 10 shots. And we talked about, again, I really believe, for me, that shooting with a 9mm 1911 with open sights is the same as shooting with a SRO or any red dot. I am just as fast and just as accurate in the distances that I need to be to fight, okay? So I like that. I like that I'm not having to constantly worry about my battery or my adjustment, or if I walk into the room, is it bright enough? I don't worry about any of that. I just carry this. This is super light because it's their aluminum frame, and it holds 10 rounds. And you know, we go back to, if you have 8 or more rounds, you're in all likelihood going to survive a gunfight in America. And this one's just easy to carry, and it's classy. Like right now, like Clint Smith said, I'm too old to carry a shit gun. That's where we're at right now. Like, I can afford to say I'm not going to carry a crappy gun anymore. I still have a Glock 48 that I carry a lot. I rotate through these because I can now. That's maybe not ideal to you guys, but anyway, I really think this is really cool to have a lightweight Commander 9mm from Dick Heinie. I mean, I just think it's amazing. Whoo, back to the 2011s. One of the 2011s that I love is this Staccato XC, dude. This thing is a shooter. All right, Staccato sent me this. They already had it zeroed. They had it blued, Loctite down. I just took it out of the box and got busy with it. And KC came and we did training with it. And I'm about to go now on a biz dev trip with those guys to Austin. So at the end of this week, I'm going to be in Austin shooting with a bunch of those guys. We're not going to do content. It's just a bunch of dudes in the industry, a bunch of business owners hanging out and doing cool stuff. I think Q's going to be there. Noveski's going to be there. A bunch of my friends. It's going to be a good little vacation we have right before the holidays. But Staccato XC is next level. I absolutely love them. I still can't figure out how to do the whole cock it thing like Lexo can, but I don't care. I can shoot the shit out of it. Another 1911 that I really like, after I did the class with James Yeager at Gunsite and shot the E-ticket, I thought maybe I wanted a red dot. And so I called Cabot. Mike is a really good friend of mine. Matt is a good friend of mine. And I said, hey, I really want this Rebellion. I think they made it for Larry Vickers, but I want you to put a red dot on it. So mine was the first with a red dot. To tell you the truth, now that I've had both, I would probably not have the red dot on the pistol. I think that's what I would do right now. I think I'd rather have the Cabot without it, the Rebellion, so maybe when they bring it back. But as of right now, it's a discontinued gun. This is one of my favorite 1911s ever. I carry this one CCW all of the time. It has the RMR Type 9 on there, I think. It's Type 9? It's Type 6. Whichever one goes up in brightness for you as you start to move it. So the dot always stays bright, which is nice. And then, you know, the RMR was made, when I talked to the guys at Trigicon, the RMR was made for this little loop portion right here that you don't actually need it like to find the dot. You can just find this, put it in the side of their chest and shoot. But I really like this Cabot Rebellion. I think it's like a $6,000 pistol. I like that it's bobbed at the end. It carries really, really well. And I don't traditionally carry this one. So in most things, I carry a Milt Sparks holster. Hold on. Milt Sparks is truly, legitimately my favorite holster. It is a perfect holster, especially if you can get this engraved one. And it's my understanding that the guy that's doing the engraving is about to retire. These Milt Sparks holsters are just unbelievable. So I have a lot of them. I started carrying my Glock 48 in one just because my hip was starting to hurt. But in this Cabot, I don't have one and maybe I'll reach out to the guys at Milt Sparks and see if I can get one. But I've been carrying it just in a Haley Incog holster from G-Code. And the reason why is I can just clip it in my pants and take it out anytime I want. It's not as comfortable as a Milt Sparks, for sure. Even for your polymer guns, a Glock, a HK, whatever you're carrying. When I switch back to Milt Sparks Summer Special 2, it has been the most comfortable holsters that I've had. And they just kind of conform to your body really well. And I just really like them. We're down to 3. We're down to 3. Let me tell you, I have a Pachmayr pistol that is being fixed right now. It had a problem. And I had a John Harrison Full House Custom that is being fixed. So Jeremy Reed of Reed Pistols has them now. He's doing some work on them. Jason Burton has done some work on some of these to get them back running. So, you know, Jeremy Reed, Jason Burton are 2 guys that I would absolutely send my pistols to if they will accept your work. But if you have problems, or Rob Scholland, those guys can actually get you back moving. So this is probably everybody's favorite 1911 when they shoot with me, and this is a Pistol Dynamics. It's on a Caspian. I found it's got a short trigger. I like a short trigger. One, so you could get gloves in there. That's cool. But for me personally, it just fits my hands, and this pistol fits my hands incredible. 25 lines per inch checkering, and it's just a really, really nice pistol. Now, it does have the full length guide rod spring in there and all of that, but it is just a really good shooting pistol, and it's really cool when you look at it because it has the Browning high power cuts. Hold on. This is a Ted Yost Browning high power, so notice this is called the high power cut. Pistol Dynamics was famous for cutting those in there, and dudes, it just gives a new look to it. Like when somebody sees this, they're like, hey, what is that? You're like, it's a 1911. They're like, no. Oh, wait, it is. It just has these high power cuts. And then this thing's got a 2.5 pound trigger on it. You got to be careful because you'll double tap that. But it has finger underneath the trigger guard checkering, which when your hand goes there, it just fits really good. It's just a really cool, great shooting pistol. Again, Lieberman pistols are impossible to get now. You just got, when you see them, don't think about it, just buy them. All right, here we are down to 2 really cool pistols. The last one is still my most favorite that I own right now, but this one is quickly becoming there. This is a Larry Vickers, guys. A true L.A. Vickers tactical marked 1911. This is the first 9mm he ever built. Now, again, I told you guys, when you're in the collecting the 1911s, full-size 45s are going to go for the best money. They're going to be the most collectible. Then compact 45s, subcompact 45s are really hard to get rid of. But then the 9mm come in. But there are some people that you're just never going to get another pistol from, and so Larry Vickers is one of them. People, it's like prying this, like you're just never getting them. And I found a guy, I called my buddy Ken Hackathorn, and he introduced me to John, and John said, hey man, I'll let it go. And I got it from him for $7,500, I think. And I've just had it a few days, and I haven't even got out to shoot it yet, but John shot competition with it for a while. It's on a Springfield Armory. Of course, we want a Colt, but to have a Larry Vickers is incredible. Like, this will never go out of my collection. That's why they're so hard. I'm 45. When I'm about 80, I'll start selling pistols if my grandkids didn't want them, which means for 40 years, 35, 40 more years, this ain't going anywhere. That's why when I say, when you see these pistols, man, just, you see it, say yes. Even if you got to go to the bank and borrow money, see it, say yes. And here is my most favorite. This is it right here. This is, I bought this gun. It is a 1954 Colt 38 Super 38. The base pistol on these guys, if you can just go find a base pistol, somewhere around $4,500. Super hard to find the 1950s models that say Super 38. You can get one that says 38 Super, but the Super 38 makes it even more collectible. Well, I bought it for $8,000, and I bought it used, and it wasn't very, very used. It was shot a little bit. And then I said, hey, I called Rob Shawland. I said, hey man, I would really like the Pachmayr serrations on the top. So I sent it back to him. I think he charged me a couple grand, but he did it really fast. I got the Pachmayr serrations on the top. I got the gold bead front sight. And then I asked him for a stand chin magwell. He couldn't do it. So we did this special magwell on there, and the employee that he has did it. She kind of got like hammered on it, but they were like, you're ruining it. And I'm like, you didn't ruin it. You made it freaking awesome. You made it where this thing is like it has a magwell. And I think this is the first one. Nobody else has it. But this is also the answer type from Novak, where the beaver tail is, see the beaver tail? It doesn't work on it. It's pinned. And Novak started that with the answer. And so I've got a copy of the answer on a super custom, lovable, it's just unbelievable Colt Super 38 with a magwell that I don't think anybody else in the country has. And I have it set up to me. And so these are not ivory stocks on here. I have a set of ivory stocks on here that, I will start using more. I'm getting them etched right now with my brand in there. But then also, I put a short trigger on it because it had a medium trigger. And I just, whether you have a long, medium, or short trigger on a 1911 is truly just how it feels to you. There's no wrong answer. I'd say most people do medium. I really like the short, one for gloves, but two, it's just how it fits my hand. And this is truly my favorite 1911 that I own. It's a 38 Super. It holds 10 rounds, which means I'm not outgunned in a gunfight. Your Glock 48 or your Glock 43X that you're carrying, It only carries 10 rounds. And so this is, I'm not outgunned. And I don't know, I'm classy. I'm classic when I carry this. I feel like I'm very much more accurate. If I was, say I'm in church or in Walmart or something where it's like this shot has to count, I can bet my life or your life on this pistol. And it's one of the reasons I just absolutely love this. I mean, I love this thing. I mean, I love this thing. With that, guys, where do you stand on 1911s? Do you like them? Do you feel like they're out of date? I don't. I like them. I love them. I'm going to continue to collect them because I want a library of guns, of the history of where we've came from. Because if you don't know where we've come from to where we are now, you can't ever tell where we're going. And that's one of the things that I got lucky on, is that I bridged the gap from the guys who had started it to now where we're moving in innovation. And so I've got a really cool perspective on the firearms, like this 50-year perspective, because I got to talk to the old heads and now the new ones, and we're helping develop new things, new TTPs, and however it works, new guns. And it's just really cool to know where we came from. And it's also really cool to hold a true piece of work of art and history, like in this whole Super 38. So I love 1911s. I hope you love 1911s. Let's make them cool again. Carry one every day. But most importantly, guys, carry a gun every day, everywhere you go, or you're just a part of the problem.